Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing a New Year's nail design using 5X Jelly Tips from Enailcouture. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So I had gone and stripped my nails in my last video, and today I'm just going to clean up the surface of my nails, and then I'm going to be applying a coat of dehydrator and acid-free primer. So I don't have the full kit for the 1, 2, 3 Go nails, but I'm just going to improvise and substitute with the gelish products that I have. But I wanted to try these 5X nails because I've always wanted to have super long nails, and I haven't because as you know, I would do boxing at the gym, and I am currently not going to the gym because it's super cold. I know that's such a bad excuse, but I'm switching up my diet so that I won't pay so much for not going to the gym. So here I'm using Modelones base coat, and I'm applying 1 coat of this to each nail. And when I've seen tutorials on how to do the 1, 2, 3 Go nails, they do put a base coat to start. So I'm just gonna use again what I have here and see what happens. Hopefully, all good things, but I'll tell you now, it's probably been a few days after applying these nails, and they're still on there, so that's a good sign. I'm just taking a nail cleanser and removing the sticky layer from the base coat. And after that, I'm going to take the nails that I've already sized up, and I'm just going to file down the little nub at the tip of the nail. I tend to not do this, well, I definitely didn't do it for the gelish tips that I did for the holiday season. It's just extra work, and I was that lazy. But since I'm wearing these, I'm going to be filing that nub down. So I actually started off with my thumbnail, but the gelish LED lamp, touch lamp that I have that you can kind of see in the lower right corner there, the neck was in the way of the camera, so I lost that footage. But I've got 4 other fingers to do this on. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting these nails over my real nails and trying to gauge how much thickness I have between my natural nail and the underside of the extension, so that I know how much gel I need to put on the nail. So after I touched light the LED gooseneck lamp, and wow, I can't talk today, I put it under there for like 5 seconds, and then I did a full 60 in my regular sized LED lamp. So I thought that I would try this length just to see what it's like, a day with long nails. And it's kind of a half cheat because I'm not doing both hands, I'm just doing one. But I can tell you now that the struggle is a little real. They're just so long. I could still function, it's just they're so long that, like, for example, when I turn, um I have a keyless start, but it's one of those push and turns um, near the steering wheel that I can't push and turn, the nails get in the way. So I have to kind of tuck in my 4 fingers and just use my knuckles to like turn it. It's just weird. So today also I'm going to be trying out this Gelish Dip Powder. If you didn't see my unboxing from nailsupply.com, nailsupplyinc.com, check that video out. I'll put it in the cards. But today I'm just going to be trying that color that I had shown you guys. It's called Glitter and Gold. And I thought that it would be a great color to use for my New Year's design. So I'm just going to follow the steps conveniently. The 5 bottles that came with the kit clearly state which step you need to use the bottle at. So there's no, I'm sure there was, and I probably didn't read it, but there was no like paper manual that I saw. So, or at least attempted to open and read. But on the bottle, conveniently, it tells you what steps are which bottle and how much to apply. So, yeah, it's very helpful, especially if you're doing this for the first time. So today I ended up doing 3 coats, but I don't think I showed all of it because it's already a long video and it's pretty redundant, but I had done that step 3 times and then I just placed the activator, and then this is another layer of the base coat. It's so confusing. I thought this had something to do with a lamp, and it doesn't at all. So that's pretty cool. But I'm now just taking a file that came with my kit, and I am just filing down and smoothing out the bumps that occurred while I was dipping. So it just doesn't happen nice and smooth that you might see in the little videos, at least that I've seen. They must have done some sort of filing because as you see, I'm just doing a light. There's not much pressure I'm putting because I was afraid I would lose everything that I did. But you can see easy like where there's divots in the nail to where it wasn't a perfect coat. So, yeah, I didn't suspect that would happen because every time I watch, these tutorial videos on YouTube, it wasn't like that. It looked like it came on so super smooth. On some of them they didn't. I mean, some of them they did show the filing, but I guess maybe they just cut the filing out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this until all the divots are gone. That's how I normally even out when I do polygel. So I'm just following that kind of ideology with my dip powder. And there's a good amount on there. So as you can see, like this nail is actually thicker than the other nails. So I'm really not losing that much of the nail filing as much as I did. So after nail cleansing that, I'm going to put another layer of the activator as per instructions. And I'm loving that gold color, glitter, I guess, color. And then this is the top coat, and you put 2 coats of this on there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I thought it would be a little bit more involved from seeing the videos, but doing it myself, it wasn't as bad, and it doesn't smell as bad. I didn't think it would smell, so yeah. But for the rest of my nails, I'm going to be applying black shadow from Gelish, and I'm going to apply it to each nail. And I didn't show it in recording, but I applied 3 coats of this because as you can kind of see, you can see that it's transparent. So it took me 3 coats to get it super, super opaque. So however you like that. Some people like to have it transparent. I just don't. I don't need to see the underside of my nail. But I'm just, yeah, capping off the tip because I usually forget to do that. So I do that first. And then I apply the polish on the rest of the nail, because also when you cap the tip, sometimes there's an excess of gel polish that'll come out from the edges as you push the brush against your tip. So you just want to smooth that back down by putting by brushing the surface of your nail as I'm doing right now. So in the past, I've done like cover the nail and then cap the tip, and then I have to go back and wipe off um, some of that excess on the tip anyway. So I figured let's just do it opposite and start with the tip first. And I love how this looked. I mean, this nail extension is just, it has a very sharp C curve that my fingers can feel it. You know, it was the right size for my nail, but it's so sharp in that C curve that the bed of my nail is not used to being put in that position as much. So it's like when you get a first set of acrylic for the first time in a long time, you know, that weird feeling. So it was like that for a couple of hours, but then my hands got used to it, so it's fine now. But I'm not used to the sharp C curve. I mean, I like it, but I feel like my nails are too narrow now. You know, kind of like not real like, but at the same time, I guess if they're this long, they're not real. I mean, I've seen some people with long nails, but they're not as straight as this. So after I've cured that, I'm taking some nail cleanser and just wiping off the sticky layer. It looks a bit matte right now, but we're going to fix that when we end up applying a top coat. So I was kind of trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do with the design. And I knew that I wanted to use the glitter dip powder, and I knew that I wanted to use my chrome powder. So today we're going to be using the Born Pretty chrome dip powder that I will display in about a couple of seconds here. And it was a very trying time. Like sometimes these chrome powders work for me, and sometimes they're just a pain in the butt because I wanted to be able to rub um I put like a cone shape on my nail with the tape, and I'm trying to rub it in, and it wasn't sticking. And using my finger, it was like the best way to do it always, because I'll try an applicator and it just doesn't work. But so what happened was, for my thumbnail, what I did a little cheap because I was getting annoyed at this point. I think this was like the how manyth time that I was trying this. I haven't done chrome powders in a while if you check back in my videos. But what I did was I put a layer of top coat, and before I nail cleansed it, I cheated. I used the sticky layer to stick the chrome powder on there. And then after I did this, I'm going to brush off the excess, and then I'm going to put another layer. This is actually still the Modelones base coat. But anyway, so that's what I did, and I was like, gosh, so, you know, like, I don't know what's wrong at this point. Like, I've been doing a ton of videos over the New Year's weekend, so I was probably tired and just over it. But so I did it. Applied the chrome powder that way. For this now, I ended up switching to Gelish top coat, and I thought maybe the chrome powder will stick better on this. So after I put a thin layer of this on there, I'm going to cure it, and I'm going to use a nail cleanser with a lint-free wipe to remove the sticky layer, and we're going to attempt doing this without the sticky layer because you don't want that sticky layer in there. It's not safe. You could get an allergic reaction to it, and I definitely am playing Russian roulette with that on my thumb. But so let's try my index finger now and see if this chrome powder rubs on smoothly. So after I make that, it's really tough on a black nail to see where that tape line is. But so I attempted to use this chrome powder and rub it in how I normally do it, and it was working. So I figured, okay, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to use the gelish top coat from now on when I do chrome powders. because it seems to adhere to the chrome better than the model ones. Or I didn't even have the model ones. It was it was just after a nail cleanse, the black shadow gel polish. But see, as you can see here, it's a completely different look. I like it. It's more chrome looking. Just wiping off the excess, and then I'm going to just apply a top coat of this on there. And then I'm just going to remove the tape and cure it. And I'm going to nail cleanse it. And you can see the difference already. Like, you can see my thumbnail right there, and then you can see my index. And I was going for the chrome, but at the same time, as I'm looking at the dip powder glitter that I did, that's more gold looking. So I'm really glad that I kind of have that mix with my thumbnail. So what I decided to do with my middle finger is do the same technique of gelish top coat and then rubbing in the chrome powder to make it look like my index finger. But then for the pinky, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my thumb and just use the sticky layer to stick the chrome powder on. So that kind of like creates fluidity in my hands. So on the thumb and the pinky on the outskirts of my hands, I have a more goldish chrome powder application. And then for my index and middle finger, it's more of a metal chrome look. And you'll get to see what I'm talking about in towards the end of this video when you see the whole picture. But as I'm doing this, I'm still trying to like plan what else I'm gonna do. I knew that I wanted to use these colors, the chrome powder, the glitter, and I definitely wanted to use rhinestones because you can't ring in the new year without a bit of bling. I was thinking, and I actually tried it, to do a cone shape in on the glitter nail and use the black shadow to make it. And it was fine, but I was getting a little crazy about getting it perfect, that it just didn't end up being that way. So I just wiped it off and figured I'd leave the glitter nail alone, because I definitely don't want to cover up all that glitter. I love that dip powder. It looked so cool, and I like that I kind of maybe didn't do it evenly. Like I dipped the bottom half of it, and then I poured the powder on top, but it gave it like an ombre look. So I really like how that ended up. So again, here on the pinky nail, I'm going to do the same thing that I did for the thumbnail, and applying the Modelones base coat, giving that a cure. I'm not going to wipe the sticky layer off. I'm just going to put this tape here into the shape of the cone like I did with the previous nails. And I have to try to just, rub that tape down on the tape, because if I rub it near the nail, it's, wiping off the sticky layer. And I'm trying to keep that sticky layer on there for the chrome powder. And again, it's just so hard to see the lines on this nail. So it's really hard for me to get a nice, perfect cone shape. In fact, if I pointed it out, you can tell that they're not even on center, some of these, because it was so hard for me to find the line of the tape pointing to the center of the tip. But as you see here, I'm just taking the powder and rubbing it on. That has the sticky layer. And then I'm just going to put another coat of that on top. The base coat on top. And I find this is like pretty cool because the chrome powder wants to make the nail look like it's a stiletto, but obviously the darker areas where I applied the black shadow, it's a coffin shaped nail. So now that we're done with that, we're going to move on to the rhinestone placement. So I already laid out what I was going to do. I didn't really know what I was going to do, but I know that I had to go down the barrel of the nail. So I'm applying some gummy jelly and shiny on the entire nail. The gummy jelly actually is just down the line of the middle of the nail, and then the shiny we're just putting all over. And I'm actually nearing the end of my shiny and gummy jelly. It's kind of sad. But anyway, I'm sticking these larger charms right at the base of the nail. And then I'm going to be taking these crystals and lining them down the barrel. So what I was thinking was I started off picking a charm for each nail, and based on their shape was how I chose the crystals. I have I'll leave it in the description box below, but I have a bunch of crystals in different shapes, and luckily these crystals kind of match the shape of the charms, so I ended up being able to match them with that. And then after I set them in place, I give that a cure and move on to the next nail. It's impossible to do the whole hand without curing, because some of these charms are just so heavy that they'll end up sliding off. And depending on how much shiny you use, like I try not to use too much shiny, one, because I'm running out, two, because I don't think you need it based on experience, because even the small rhinestones, as light as they are, if you have too much shiny, those small rhinestones are going to slide right off, and you'll just spend most of your time trying to keep those rhinestones in place before you cure it. So the best bet is to go with as little product as possible, and then you can always go back and apply more, but you can't necessarily take away, because it's tough. It's tough doing that. You'd have to like dry up your brush, and then if you mix it with gummy jelly, it just, I don't know if you want to put that back in your bottle of shiny. I mean, it's all the same, but it might goop up your gel polish. But I don't know. But anyway, I'm just moving on. We're doing the middle finger, and at the tip of the tips, I ended up putting a single medium to large rhinestone at the tip, just to give it that it's like little droplets to me, I feel. Leave a comment below if you agree. Leave a comment below if you're still with me. This video is long. I don't like doing these long videos anymore. I mean, I think I got spoiled by doing the 10-minute and below with the holiday nails. So I really hope that I can kind of stick close to that number. But I wanted to show everything that I did here, because this is obviously a lot of work, and this is, a long nail. And I actually had so much fun doing this. This was like insane. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to function for the rest of the week with these nails. And I'll tell you, like, typing is funny. So day one, typing was weird because there are two complete lengths. I have my short nails that I just trimmed that had barely a nail on there. And then I have these long nails. So it took a day to kind of acclimate and get used to the different lengths. But like I said before, I mean, even with my other gelish soft gel tips, that was kind of long compared to my short nails. But after you type for a while, you just get used to it. So it's not that different anymore for me typing on the computer. Just turning the key in my car is the difficult one. And then the seat belt, because I have to I think more than not I have more complications trying to tuck in the right finger at the right time, because when uh make a fist, you don't realize like some fingers are just gonna know the drill better than the others. So if you have a long nail, they bang into each other. If you move too soon with one nail, it gets stuck on a finger. It's hard to explain. But for me to like grab onto the seat belt and then push it in, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I used my left hand to do it. So, but for the most part, I mean, it's like any other nail that a nail extension that I've put on. I just figure it out already to where I don't really use my nails for anything. I mean, I did in the past when I first started putting nail extensions, and I learned right away that that's not a great idea, because when I'm jabbing, I don't remember the video exactly, but there was a video where I was explaining that I used my nails to open an Amazon box, and I thought it was a great idea until, I put pressure on some of the boxes, because it's not always, sometimes it's easy to open, sometimes it's not, and it definitely wasn't. So that kind of hurt, and I don't do that anymore, and you shouldn't do. Anyway, after I had finished curing all the nails, I took a nail cleanser just to shine up the stones. There might be some wax left behind from the pencil. And then I'm just taking some Nourish Cuticle Oil, and I'm applying that to each nail and rubbing it in, making sure that I get in and around all the crevices of my cuticles and around the nail, underside the nail, because I was definitely feeling the dryness um, by nail cleansing it so much. But this is the end result. It's amazing. I can't even fit my whole hand like I used to in frame here. So I'm just going to try my best to work with this, and also like doing the close up. I don't even know how close up is the close up, because I couldn't fit everything in my close up. But here is the trying to be close up. I love the colors. I love the rhinestone placement. I love the fact that this is an obscenely long nail that I'm going to have to deal with for a week, and I am enjoying it at this point. I love staring at it. I love playing with the nails. They're just so long and so pretty. I don't know when I'll do this again, but not for a while. But there you have it. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. I gotta do some more things with the stuff that I received in the mail. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.